This is Rob Davis from Playniac, and I'm going to talk you through International Racing Squirrels, the race management sim that we made with Channel 4 in the UK. The game was selected as a finalist in the Develop Indie Showcase and in Indiecade 2012. Starting the game, you arrive in the Uptree Urban Training Facility and get an introduction from Jarvis the cat, who talks you through the goals of the game. He explains that there are 25 levels of content and that managing your money carefully is key to surviving in International Racing Squirrels. The first thing we're going to do is buy a home. We have 1,000 acorns of cash, and we're going to spend that on buying our first home. We also need to buy our first squirrel, so it's off to the team screen, and here we can choose from one of several squirrels available. Let's go with Tuxedo Tim. Now we're off to our first race. There are 8 racetracks available in the game, and each of them have 3 levels of difficulty: Leaf Class, Twig Class, and Branch Class. They unlock as you play the game, and for now we've just got one track, the Country Scramble. We can choose power-ups to use on the track. Let's go for the Acorn Grenade. We can also issue challenges over Facebook to have races with our friends. Now it's off to the racetrack in our private jet.
The race has begun!
After a brief countdown, the race starts. What we're seeing here is a mini-game that allows you to give your squirrel a boost at key moments during overtaking. But generally, as the manager, you watch the race progress from above.
Out in front, it's Tuxedo Tim by a mile! Don't think about...
Your squirrel's stats will determine how well it can do in the races. The coloured regions on the tracks also correspond to certain stats and can give your squirrel a boost. Let's also use this power-up here.
Is that an acorn grenade he's throwing?
What you're hearing there is a live generated race commentary that's different every single race. I'm going to hit the fast forward button.
Congratulations to the winner, Tuxedo Tim!
Our first race is over and we've come first. That gives us a boost in our squirrel's stats: stamina, strength, focus and mood. It earns us some XP, which helps unlock future levels and future content, and we get our first winnings. Now it's back to the training facility. What I'm going to do now is jump ahead to a more advanced game. This is a player who's been playing International Racing Squirrels for about 8 hours. They have 3 squirrels in their team, and they've also bought 4 squirrel homes. They've upgraded their homes as well. So if we have a look in this road cone, we can see that it's much more luxurious than it was before, giving its residents more energy every day. Homes can also be sold, and this is a way to raise funds if necessary. This player has also bought the 4 squirrel activities: running, which improves strength, weights, which improves stamina, scudo, which improves focus, and massage, which improves mood. And if we look at weights, we can see that Tarantula Talia is actually doing a weights activity at the moment. She's about to finish, and when she does, she'll get a report on how that activity did for her. So she's had a boost of stamina, a big boost of strength because this is weights, focus, mood, and also some XP. Let's send her back to her home. We can put another squirrel into an activity. Let's go to the running and put Tuxedo Tim on a running machine. He'll be in there for a little while, building up his strength. The activities can also be sold if necessary. Let's go and have a look at the team screen, and we can see all the squirrels we've built up. Again, they can be sold, and they can be transferred over Facebook, so that you can sell and buy squirrels with your friends. I'm going to show you some of the other areas of the game. Looking at the shop, we can see that there are a variety of items available, from energy drinks and race suits to helmets and even training activities. I'm going to stop for a second there and talk about this pop-up that's appeared. This is the monthly bills. We've just paid a total of 20,000 acorns from our current account by direct debit, and we've earned a discount of 526 acorns. We're going to look at the banking system in a minute. So if we look at these items, we can see that the limited edition Picassos are very expensive, give some quite significant boosts to stats, but they only last 4 races. Whereas the Super Turbos give similar boosts, are not so expensive, and actually last 9 races. So this idea of value is also one of the goals in the game. Let's buy these shoes for all of our squirrels so that they can do better in their next race. What's new here as well is we now have 3 payment methods available because we've opened a credit card and a debit account in the banking system, which I'll show you shortly. So let's pay for that on our debit card. And let's go and have a look in the bank. One of the key ideas in International Racing Squirrels is that whereas many games have one sum of money to represent the player's status, we actually have 4 different bank accounts: cash, current account, savings account, and credit card. Let's look at each of those in turn. Before we do that, this item that's just appeared is called a storylet. We worked with scriptwriters to write 50 stories that appear randomly at intervals throughout the game, creating real risk that the player has to handle. So here we have a situation arise where Tarantula Talia has just got a tattoo. We have to make a decision. Do we let her keep the tattoo and not worry too much about the scandal, or we decide that it's outrageous and that she must hide it because it will cause problems for the team? Let's say that we think she should hide it. Now we get a response and we discover that, well, we didn't lose any money, so that's good. We did get a boost of focus because she's not distracted, but she's in a very bad mood. And lots of these storylets, as we call them, appear over the course of the game. Back to the banking system. Okay, so we were about to look at cash, and here we can see a breakdown of all of our outgoings. We can see the salaries that we're paying our squirrels. We can see the rents that we're paying for their homes. We can see the fees that we're paying to maintain the activities. And finally we have taxes that are charged each month as well. We also have a current account, and here we can see a full breakdown of all of our transactions over the course of the month. The current account has an overdraft limit, and we're charged a small amount of interest if we go into that overdraft, but we're also fined quite substantially if we go over the overdraft limit, reflecting the behaviour of real banking products. When we look at the savings account, we can see here that there's an interest rate, and again, this reflects the way real savings accounts work. We can transfer some money into our savings. Let's use the cash machine here and transfer some acorns into our savings account. We just unlocked an achievement for doing that. Finally, let's have a look at the credit cards. The credit card has a credit limit, which is the maximum amount you can borrow, and an APR, which is the interest you'll be charged every month. There's also a minimum payment, and if you don't pay that off each month, you'll be fined. You can browse through different kinds of bank accounts and choose which one you might like. The explanations here tell you exactly how the bank accounts work. This player has unlocked a lot more races, and let's go and have a quick look at what those look like. First of all, there's the street race, the woodland slalom, the desert marathon, the jungle tree run, the futurescape speedway, the ice climb, and finally a top secret track, the high-res split.
Well done! Hissing John, finishing third.
The game has high score tables and over 100 achievements to unlock. Have you got what it takes to get to the top of the international squirrel racing scene?